everyone. It's 5:17 in the morning on a beautiful Thursday. On my way down to the launch ramp right now in Los Alamitos to meet up Mr. Ben Florentino, inshore and Calico Bass Fishing extraordinaire. Pretty pumped. It's hard to tell because the caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. It's a little early for me. But anyway, first time fishing with Ben, so should be pretty good times ahead of us in that fancy new Ranger of his. So I think we're going to the island. Was hoping we were going to run to the other island, but it's a little snotty out there, so I'm good on getting my butt kicked all the way there and back. Anyway, stay tuned. Really excited to fish with a local legend. So here we go. Ooh, there she is. And there he is. Morning, Ben.
Morning.
How we living today?
Oh, we're living great.
That's what's up.
I didn't know you've known Johnson for a while then.
Oh, since we were kids, man.
Really? That's good stuff. He's a good dude.
Yeah, I fish probably 80% of my saltwater with him.
Do you really? Wow.
Yeah. He was one of the first guys I had fishing in a boat experience with.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he grew up in San Dimas and fished pudding stone,
right?
Like I did. So back in the day, he started off with like a little 12-foot aluminum. Then he'd upgrade like every other year. Went to a 14-foot, you know, and then I think he went through 3 straight up 10 boats.
Really? Wow.
And then got into that crestliner.
Yeah.
And man, when he got that crestliner, we were like, "Oh, dude, this is the deal."
The spotty fishing. I know he was getting that spotty stuff dialed too.
Yeah. That was
covering 2 touchdowns, not exactly
I
like
only
that.
fished with Eric once. We went to Clemente.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, we had a really good bite that day too.
Oh, nice.
Got to fish shallow, but God, he used to get a lot of shit for what he used to do in the tournaments.
Oh,
I go,
yeah.
You know what? I go, the dude's on it. I mean, you know, so you just got to be better. That's all.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everybody got butthurt because he was sand bass fishing, but you know, everybody fishes to their strengths. You know,
That's
it's
it,
like,
man. I mean,
guys get too worked
that's
up.
like getting mad at the guys on the tour for fishing largemouth in a smallmouth fishery.
Right.
Dude, they're bigger and they weigh more.
Yep. Everybody
Why would you
knows
not
that.
fish for them?
Yeah, you only need 5 bites, right?
That's right, man. And you know, he's put in so much time and work.
When you think of the weight differential too, I used to go, man, dude, just rack 31 pounds, man, you know.
For a saltwater bass, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, that's good stuff, you know. But he just, like you said, he's probably got like 200 waypoints or more just for rocks out there that he's put time into. So can't fault a guy like that.
No, not at all.
I mean, yeah, I'd go. He won again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out better. So
that's the thing, right? That's the whole point of the tournament stuff. It should be pushing you and challenging you to be better. That's kind of the beauty of it, and honestly, I kind of miss it a little bit.
Yeah, I stopped because it just got a little much.
Yeah,
You know,
there's a fine line, right?
Yeah, it wasn't fun for me, even though guys say it's still fun, which is cool, but
yeah. You know, at the end of the day, it kind of takes away from the purity of this.
It's fishing still. When it comes down to it, you're just fishing, so it's fun.
I think the key is being able to maintain that, right, in the midst of all the drama, the money, all those other factors.
I mean, I do it for a living now, and when you see people get jacked on like a 1-pound bass, you sometimes lose perspective.
Oh,
like
yeah.
They catch 10. I mean, you know.
Oh, yeah.
They catch 2, but they're like fish of a lifetime. Are you kidding? It's the whole day, but we're like, God, man, I'm so sorry. It's a little tough day. He goes, dude, we just got an 8-pounder. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Me? I never would have had this opportunity to catch an 8-pounder.
Yeah, I think guys like you and I forget like how far we came.
Oh yeah, you just lose perspective.
Yep.
It's humbling at the end of the day, going, all right. Like the other day, I had two 8-year-olds on the boat.
Nice.
They were like catching smelt all day. They could care
They were
less.
loving it, probably.
Oh, they caught like 50 smelt. They didn't care.
Hey, I've had big smelt dreams. I'm not gonna lie. Literally right here in this harbor too. trying to make bait for halibut and all that
Right.
other stuff. Fishing is fishing.
See, and that's where we lose perspective. The parents are like, we're fishing for bass. I go, hey guys, they're catching right now. I think you'd rather them catch than, you know. Of course, they were rubbing it in their parents' face. So funny. But one of the kids I took, he has really long family history of sport boat fishing. His great grandfather started commercial fishing in Redondo. His grandfather owned the Redondo Special out of Redondo.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so a lot of good history. So it's cool. That's you know, again, we just can't lose sight of that stuff. I know some guys are strictly, you know, gotta fish bass.
Well, I think it's the same thing kind of happens in the freshwater side now too. Guys kind of want to skip the process.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
They want to skip the fundamentals. They don't want to go through those different experiences that lead up to someone like Ben Florentino knowing what he knows.
It is I mean, I started fishing docks with crab, piling crabs, fishing perch. I mean,
Wow.
you know, we all started with catching. I mean, I'm sure catching like bluegill at Pudding Stone was
Oh, that was
like,
huge for me.
you know what I mean?
Bluegill, red ear, and crappie.
When you're like 10, 13 years old, it was, you know, then you figured out, wow, those bass are kind of cool. You
Yeah,
know,
oh,
jumping
yeah.
out, eating those things, and then, like you said, it's a process that people don't experience. Now it's like you get a young kid that's like, okay, I want to get sponsored. You know what
Oh
I mean?
my
It's-
goodness.
I mean,
bro.
how many times do you hear that or get
Oh.
DM'd by that? It's
It's
like
mind blowing,
oh,
man.
It's like, guys, just go out fishing. It's all
Yeah.
good.
I get hit up all the time. Like, dude, how did I do what you do? It's like, how old are you? It's like, oh, you know, whatever, high school years,
Right.
sometimes junior high.
Right.
I'm like, how you doing in school? Well, I'm like, well, tell you what, if you don't excel at that platform, you're not
Guess
gonna do
what?
much on the rest of it.
Right?
So,
That's it.
fundamentals, kids.
That's it.
Permission to come aboard?
Absolutely.
Beautiful. Okay.
Bigger version of what you have.
Yeah. I've been tempted to drop my boat in the salt, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah, is there a lot of restrictions as far as, you know, going from lake to lake, you know, as quagga and all that stuff?
Dude, there's no place like Southern California. A couple
Really?
lakes in NorCal are that way.
Yeah.
Minnesota actually has pretty good enforcement.
Oh, do they
But
really?
for the most part, there's just too much water out there.
Yeah. So it
And not
doesn't-
enough manpower.
Right.
So it's really up to the individual anglers and the
Wow.
boaters. So no.
That's good. I mean,
it's
you know,
posted
funny,
everywhere.
Even saltwater here,
Really?
dude. I mean, not here, but in saltwater. But if you take your boat from saltwater, like when I lived up in Arroyo Grande, you know, I take it to Lopez, and after all they got to know me, they go, "Yeah, saltwater has no effect on quagga."
That's the thing, right? There's that basic understanding of basic marine biology there.
Right.
And common sense.
Yeah.
That, you know, a lot of people that work in those positions don't necessarily have all the
No,
time, especially
no,
in the
they
beginning of it all, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, it was brutal. I got banned from Lake Casitas after being the last person off the water. The rangers saw me at the Marina Cafe along with the tournament director because I was pre-fishing for the tournament the next day. And the very next morning, like, I don't know, 9 hours, 10 hours later, the guy's like, I know you're here last night, but there's particles in the back of your transom.
No way.
I'm like, bro, you've got to be kidding me, right?
And wouldn't let you on the lake?
And he banned me for like whatever it was, like 28 days or something. You know, I was like, are you effing kidding me right now?
That's brutal.
Oh man, that was the start of the nightmare. And then, you know, they shut it down to boating completely, I think.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they had a really bad infestation, so.
Oh, it's gnarly, man. It's definitely changed the way we fish.
Right.
You know, you can't just go from lake to lake to lake anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything you need me to do, brother, I'm back in my deckhand mode. So.
Oh yeah, no worries. We're fishing, so.
Beautiful. Actually, I've always enjoyed fishing saltwater in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Tends to be calm, but we're the only trailer in the parking lot.
Yeah, I know, isn't that crazy? Yeah, it is like right after. I mean, it's a day after, you know, the storm, which is, you know,
Which is a pretty decent storm for us.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it rained.
Yeah.
To give you an idea, like rod lockers, this thing holds. I think I have 15
Oh
rods in
my
here.
goodness.
So,
Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, I mean, if you need it, I got one surface. I've got a spinning rod with a Stella 4000. It's just fun, you know.
You know, I've always kind of wanted to play with a big saltwater spinning rod like that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lighter rod, but it's good for throwing jerk baits and stuff like that. You know?
Okay. I got some pretty light megabass saltwater jerks.
Do you have the 110s?
I didn't bring them because those are super small compared to the other ones. I got some of the ones that Mark has at the shop.
Okay. Yeah. Those are good too. This one area we'll fish. They're on that.
I was looking at my pile of 110s because I have some saltwater 110s. But I'm like, yeah, we're probably gonna want to throw a bigger bait at them.
Yeah. So it all depends what they're on. They might be on red. They might be down. You've got that swim jig on, so that's good too, because it's gonna be an area where it's gonna be down.
Okay.
It'll be like wash, and you know, and then there'll be areas where we'll fish like a weedless bait. Okay. Kind of just like your swim baits.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Same deal, just low and slow because they're down in the way. They don't like to be up in that stuff. It's like a river system bass. They don't like to be in the current. They like to be edges, eddies, you know. So at least that's where the big ones like to hang.
Hey, that's what we're about.
Yeah. So
this is still Big Bass Dreams sometimes.
That's it. That's it. Always, every day here.
Oh, look at this. PFDs.
Gotta be safe.
No need to stress the importance of that. Yeah, just recently, man, in my old age, I've kind of tried to be better about this. Yeah. You know, even when I'm just out there fishing for fun, I got it on when I got the big motor on.
Right. I mean, you know, it's tragic that what happened in Okeechobee to.
It is.
You know, the two guys, the one guy who lost his life. I mean, that's tragic when it comes to, and that's, you know, people think, it's freshwater. How can it be not safe? Well, water. You have no respect for the water.
No, they don't. No. And look at how much gear we're wearing.
Right.
You know, you go overboard in this stuff,
you're gonna sink. Sink.
Michael Phelps would have a problem.
Right. So we have seats to kick it in.
Look at this.
Got a little armrest here. Sit down there as we run.
My goodness. No offense, Eric, but this is way better than that first couple of rigs that you were in, bro. This is, oh my goodness.
Want anything? I'll show you the cooler one when we get lit.
This is not even fair.
No, this is the flagship saltwater boat for Rangers.
Oh my goodness. Well, brother, I know you worked hard to get here, which is, you know, what a lot of people don't see, right? Is that's also part of the process and the journey.
You know, it's just like we talked about it, you know, a little bit ago. It doesn't come overnight.
No, it really doesn't.
Last year at the Fred Hall show, guys are like, "Hey, how do I get that deal?" I go, "You just don't get that deal." You know what I mean? It's just, you just put your nose down, go fish, and have a good time. Yeah, dude. You know, the process nowadays, the kids nowadays have it so good. You know, I took Tyler Anderson, you know, Tyler Real Fishing.
That's right, yep.
You know, I mean, he's a young 21-year-old, second year in college. And he's a YouTuber, and I know some people like him, some people don't.
YouTubers.
But let's face it, that's the way of the world right now.
It is.
You know, to spread the word, to get your name out there. But, you know, he does the right thing. He's a really good kid. He's just stoked about all these different ventures he gets to fish. You know, we got to fish calicos, which was tough fishing.
I saw.
Really tough. Spotty fishing was tough at best, because a week before we caught like 30 and like 3 over 3 and a bunch of
wow. A 3-pound spotty is a big spotty for you guys that don't know.
It's good stuff. Really, really, really good stuff. You know, and they can see the photos on my IG page. You know.
Not like Tyler. I first met him in Austin fishing Lady Bird Lake, which is one of the lakes I really focused on down there, and he was still in high school at the time.
Oh wow. You know, that was before YouTubing, or he was just getting started?
I think he was just getting started. And at the time, I didn't really realize that platform could be what it is now. So we're playing a little catch up. So, you know, please give us some time. We'll get there. We'll catch up to old Tyler. But I like what he's doing on that space versus what some of the other guys are doing.
Very true.
You know, like you said, I think it starts with him being a good guy.
Yep. He's good family foundation, and he's just as stoked as we are, you know, about catching and the process of getting there, you know. Obviously different, the first time fishing saltwater. So
it's always interesting having someone else's perspective, though.
Always, yeah. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate this past year to take a number of different people from all over the the state and even the country. I had guys from Panama, Costa Rica.
Awesome.
You know, just they want. I mean, let's face it, Calico bass you can only catch basically from, northern Baja to Santa Barbara, and that's it. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
And the outer islands. So it's one of those bucket list things for a lot of anglers, and we're getting a lot more you know, publicity because it's one of those bass that people want to catch. So really cool, really cool. And you know, I'm fortunate enough, along with my good buddy Justin Reynolds, Radio Silence Fishing. You know,
shout out.
Yep. And you know, a couple other guys, but you know, we're spreading the Calico Bass ritual out there to other people. So it's good to see people reaching out.
You know, call me a new old head. You know, I'm getting a little bit up there in age now.
Right.
I'm not that young kid anymore, but I've kind of come to a point in my fishing career where I realize it is important to grow this sport for guys like you and I to continue to make a living at it. Because I see opportunities that I had as a kid growing up, fishing the small park lakes and all that aren't there anymore.
Right.
And I'm not really seeing the engagement from the youth. Not like I hoped.
Yeah, we're seeing more now. I mean, you know, you got the young kids that walk the docks.
Yeah.
You know, some are really good about it and really respect their environment, and you know, some need to learn a little bit, but you know, they're getting out there and pounding the docks and catching a few. So that's good to see. You're getting more young guys. I know Justin has a crew of younger guys in their young teens that are out calico fishing with him too. So it's really cool to see. I'm getting more of that. I just had a kid, Tyler, and his parents out fishing, and he found me on Instagram and was out here from Iowa.
Wow,
you know,
that's cool.
Never fished saltwater, first time, you know.
That's a long way to the beach from Iowa.
It is, yeah. We dropped his parents off for like 2 hours and fished jerk baits, A-rigs, and swim baits.
Oh, that's super sick.
Yeah, pounded some beach, and it's like bass fishing. I go, oh, absolutely, man. It's bass and bass.
It is bass fishing,
Bass and bass.
You know, back when I was in high school, very few guys were really employing the multitude of techniques that you just listed, you know, in this scene. It was kind of like iron jig, you know, surface iron typically, plastic, you know, with the lead head. Yep,
that was the standard. I mean, even back when I first started, heck, I got introduced to swim baits like in the early 80s. So I'm aging
like
myself.
Worm King back
Worm
then?
King, yeah. The originator of Worm King gave me a few. I was on a half-day boat fishing anchovies, summertime. Hey, kid, try these things. Here's the head that goes on it. You don't have to change your bait, so change your bait. Obviously, I had the wrong gear because I was fishing like a
like a 197 or so?
Yeah, I was like a 196, you know, a Penn Squitter and 15-pound monofilament.
Yeah.
You know? And so that was my start. You know, that was like what is that, like 30? Geez, long time.
How's that possible, bro? I mean, what are you, like 28?
No. You know, it's gonna be momentous. 2018 is I turned 60 on the last day.
No, come on.
I was born in 58.
Come on, man.
Yeah. 58.
You guys age well.
It's because of the sun. It's vitamin D, right? You'll see.
Oh, man.
As long as you keep active, you know, it's...
oh, that's a thing.
But yeah, it was a long time. Long time.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. It's going to be fun, man. I'm really, really jacked. Hope we get some giants today.
I hope so, too. Well, we're definitely going to try.
Yeah, we're going to catch them, but it'd be nice to get some good ones today. Usually when you get that swell and that water moving in the wintertime, woof.
Oh, you can get a good one. I love it. And I know there's still some giants swimming around Cat, right?
Yeah. Cat over the years have kicked out some big ones. You know, I got a 9-pounder on a jerkbait this last summer. 9 plus.
My goodness.
A lot of 8s, a bunch of 7s, you know. And you know, I guess I say it kind of nonchalantly, but you know, the thing is, it's just like yourself in the lakes. You put yourself in a position, you know, to catch big fish.
Yep, that's it.
If you can get in a position and have the right gear, you know, and all that,
I think it starts with mindset, right?
True, very true.
You have to go out with the mindset to target a giant fish. And even in the saltwater scene, that probably means less action than somebody else just going out looking for bites, right?
Yep. I mean, you'll catch a 12-incher on a 9-inch jerkbait, I mean, or a surface iron. It just, that's the nature of the beast. But at the same time, if you put yourself in position, like we're gonna fish this one hump that Justin and my son saw last May filming with Tactical Warehouse.
Oh wow.
15+ pounder.
Huh.
Like world record. So every day I'm at that island, and Justin's the same way. We always hit that spot because we want one of us to catch that world
Absolutely.
record. So,
and with that class of fish, it doesn't even matter who catches it.
It has no, I mean, no, not at all. Are you kidding?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, anytime somebody gets a giant that's, you know, that I'm on the boat with, are you kidding? I'm just as stoked as they are.
Absolutely, man.
I had a guy, he's from the Midwest, came out. He was out here with his friends from Orange County, and he's never really fished saltwater calicos other than a sport boat once.
Okay.
With live bait.
Uh-huh.
He got a 10-3 this year at Santa Catalina Island, yeah.
All right, so break it down, because, you know, a lot of the viewers are from all over the country,
right,
so they don't know...
outer islands. And
they don't know anything about what's going on here, so give us a quick breakdown on the calico bass and, you know, some key points.
Right, so some of the key points is, one, there is a spawning period where mid-May through middle of August is spawn. They can spawn 3 or 4 times. And unlike largemouth, they don't bed, they aggregate.
Okay.
So that's when you catch numbers, and either post or pre-spawn you can catch the bigger females. Bigger females is anything over 6 pounds.
Okay.
6 to 10 are females. You get some males in that size too, but
so it's just like largemouth and the
Exactly.
smallies. The females tend to be the bigger ones.
Yep, exactly. And they grow slow. I mean, you figure a 10-pound calico. And that's our holy grail. Anything over 10 pounds is you're at a pinnacle.
Wow.
And that's probably about a 35-40-year-old fish.
No kidding.
A 14-inch bass, which is about 1.5 pounds, that's the legal size limit, 14. It could be about 7 years old.
Wow.
So
that is a slow growing
give you some
fish.
perspective. And in the summer you get your numbers. You know, you can see when they're out there on the Horseshoe Kelp is an area outside. It's about 6 miles off the from where we're at. You literally see hundreds up in the water column swimming around, because it's either pre or post spawn. They've just got through doing their thing and they're eating, and they're not big. You know, again, they're, you know, anything from, they can start spawning at, you know, 6 inches.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Starting young.
No, they can yeah, they can get it on.
Like some of those hoochies back in grade school. No, I'm just kidding.
So, outer islands here, we have our channel islands, which hold calico bass, which is Santa Cruz, Anacapa, and the other one.
St. Nick.
Yeah, all those can hold bass. You've got Catalina Island, Santa Barbara Island. Catalina Island, to give you a reference about how big our lakes are. From here to Catalina to the east end is 31.5 miles.
Okay.
Santa Clemente Island, which is the furthest that we fish a lot of, is where there's a lot of big ones, but there's also a lot of that 2 to 6 pound stuff. You can get into a bite and get 2 to 6 pounds for hours, which isn't a bad thing, which makes it hard for the big ones to eat. So is about the west end is 54.5. The east end is another 10 miles, so it's 64. So
gotcha.
Give you perspective about that. Then, you know, we're in big overgrown bass boats. You know, this is a 25-foot Ranger with a 300 Mercury, 100 gallons of fuel. But I mean, any bass guy would look on it and go, whoa, it's a souped up bass. It's a big bass.
Beautiful.
Big casting platform, rod lockers, live well, you know, electronics. You know, I have Lowrance with all the deal, you know, side scan, VHF radio, huge. You need to have that on the ocean.
Oh yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, we're starting early, trying to get that gray light bite. It's just like a tidal system the way these things bite too.
Okay.
Because current plays a big role. Like today, I believe it's topping out here. Yeah, we're coming up on high tide. By the time we get there, we have downhill, which is really good. So all that stuff coming off, and you know, people that live up in the Delta know exactly what tidal is all about, and some of your rivers, you know, out in the Midwest, very, very similar. They love the outgoings, bringing everything off the bank, off the beach. So the fish will be facing towards that.
Yeah, growing up in Southern California, we don't really have rivers to fish. So the only experience I had growing up with current was really out here. Yeah. Right? And how fish set up in the kelp and all the different various structures. Yeah. And it's really the same thing, because the last couple years, obviously, I've been traveling the country chasing smallmouth and, you know, muskie recently and stuff, but fishing river systems, like legit rivers. Right.
Current was huge, other than a running river.
Yeah.
But you also want to place yourself, like we were talking about a minute ago, is you know, you get that current and the swell, kind of, you're looking for those eddies just off to that, where the fish are just, you know, you get bait kind of lost in the shuffle or in the current, and those fish are, they're picking them off as they come through that. So that's basically what we're going to try to fish today, is eddies and current. We're going to be fishing the current, so by the time that thing bottoms out, it'll pretty much be done. So
nice.
1-ish, 2 o'clock.
So what's a world record calico bass?
14.67.
So a legit 15 would be...
you get one 14.68, 14.69, 14, but 15, no questions.
Wow.
15 is like, and that's a big fish. Just like largemouth, you know, yeah, you can measure it, but you know, as those fish get bigger, they get not so wider, much long, they're just thicker.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with a calico.
Absolutely. The smallmouth, you see it especially, because even like those 6 and 7s that we're catching, they're 19 to 21 inches.
Yeah. But
they're just
girthy. Yeah, girthy. Yeah, that's just like, and it all depends on their diet. You know, like for example, calicos love lobster, but you know, just like us, we don't eat anything with a hard shell. It's when they're in their molting period, just like crawfish, right? Just like largemouth. Okay. They'll eat more of that protein when they're in their molting stage than they would at. They'll still eat it because it's still a crawdad.
Right.
But at the same time, you know, it goes down a lot better when they can suck it in. It goes right down the gullet. Wow. As opposed to, you know, crunching it or crushing it first and then eating it. So yeah, they love lobsters. Sometimes you'll catch them this time of year with the antenna sticking right out of their mouth.
I've never seen that.
Oh, so awesome. You get like an 8-pounder with, like, you know, just killer.
That is super killer. Now, what do you think those bigger fish, those fish from 10 to 15 pounds, typically like key on as far as forage?
Like, you know, they're big, fat, lazy. They don't like to move around from their
so they're not
area.
In open water chasing bait.
A lot of time they're not. Normally they'll probably be, you know, waiting for a lobster to come by, or crab, or another bass, you know, that just happens to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. A perch. Yeah, they may come up. You know, it depends if the water warms up. They may come up and chase that you know, mackerel or big sardine. You know, but generally they're big, fat, lazy guys. You know, they just like to hang out.
Just like every other big fish.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
That's why jig fishing or slow swim jigs on the bottom are good, or a big weedless just on the bottom.
Okay.
Take off here.
All right, here we go.